Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a new low buy introduction. I am pretty excited. I was on a low buy all of last year and I think it went really well. I think it was very successful because I got to try new products, but not at too rapid of a pace that I could still use the makeup I already had. So I just did a 1-year low buy finale. I will link that in the cards and in the description box. So if you want to check that out, this video, I'm going to tell you the rules for this year for myself. I changed it up a little bit. And then I'm also going to give you a bit of a wish list of products that I am interested in trying. I have found that if I keep a wish list, it keeps me from making impulse purchases, which is always one of my number one no buy, low buy tips is avoid impulse purchases. Only buy things you really, really want. That has helped me a whole lot. So yeah. I did film this makeup look also. It was a full face of testing new makeup, so I will link that in the cards and in the description box if you're interested in the makeup that I am wearing, and let's get started. All right, let's just get into the low buy rules for this year. It's going to be a little bit different, a bit more simple, but it's not quite as strict as last year's. Not that last year's was that strict anyway, but something I'm adding in is I am going to add a bit of a fashion low buy. I mentioned at the beginning of last year that I really wanted to redo my wardrobe last year. I hadn't bought many clothes or accessories in a long time and my style had changed. And I did do that, but now I just want to be careful with my fashion purchases. So I'm not gonna go into detail and all that and show you the items because I don't think people care as much, but all it's gonna be is I'm allowed to buy 5 fashion items each month. And I can roll that over into the next month. And I did already start this for December. And in December, I only bought 2 things. I bought myself 2 different sweaters. The only thing that isn't going to count for the fashion part is like socks and underwear because that's basic. I only buy those when I need them anyway. But it will be for jewelry, accessories, shoes. It's even going to be for like workout clothes, whatever it is, it counts. So if I buy 1 pair of earrings, that counts as one of the 5 items. If I buy a workout shirt, that counts. All of it counts except for, like I said, socks and underwear. So I'm allowed 5 fashion items a month, and I did this for December already. Like I said, I only bought 2 things, so that is very exciting. And then the makeup part is similar. So 5 makeup items per month. So by the way, this does not include anything like skincare, nail polish, or perfume. I don't buy those things on a regular basis, so they're just not problem areas for me. Fashion stuff got a bit of a problem area at one point this year, so that's why I want to limit that. And then makeup, I'm always tempted to buy more makeup. So that's why it's only makeup and then the separate fashion rules. So 5 makeup products per month. This will include replacements though. So if I completely run out of brow gel, completely run out of mascara, and I need to buy one of those, that will count as one of my 5 products for the month. My 2021 low buy, I included similar thing like limitations on products, but I set it by category, and the only downfall I found for that is sometimes I would buy something that wasn't 100% what I wanted, but I didn't have like any palette purchases left, so I'd buy a foundation or something like that. And I just want to buy the things I really want to buy, if that makes sense. I don't want to be tempted to purchase something else, even though it's not really what I want. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. So it's not going to be any limits by category. Last year I said I could only buy a certain number of palettes per year, a certain number of blushes, all of that. This year it's like, if I want to buy 5 palettes in 1 month, fine. But if those are the things that I want, then that's okay with me. I've just decided I don't want to make impulse purchases. I don't want to buy things just to buy things. I only want to purchase the things I truly, truly want to try. So pretty simple. Really, those are all my rules. That's it. And the 5 products, so if I only buy 3 1 month, that also can roll over throughout the year. But again, that does include replacement. There are some things in my makeup inventory, which I did recently post a makeup inventory video, so I'll link that. You can check that out, that I only have 1 or 2 of, like eye primer, mascara. So those are things I do finish on a regular basis. So those purchases would count. So that's it for the rules. Let me just tell you a little bit of what's on my wish list, because again, I find having a wish list is very important to avoid impulse purchases. And then also you can wait for things to go on sale, because a lot of these items, they are going to be around for a while. They're not limited edition. They're not running out of stock. I'm in no rush to purchase them. The focus of my wish list is things I've wanted to try for a long time, more from my favorite brands, and also some new brands that I've never tried before. There were some things I would have loved to try last year, but I couldn't because of my low buy. So I think because this low buy is really not that strict, it's just only 5 items per month, it's gonna give me a lot of freedom actually. So I am excited about that. Okay, so more from my favorite brands. I do want to get the Natasha Denona Mini Love and Mini Gold palettes. I got Mini Zendo and Mini Glam for Christmas from my husband, and they are so good. I didn't really have many of the mini palettes before, but now that I have those, I want to get more because they are fantastic. Some things from Pat McGrath that I want to try. The Pat McGrath concealer. I've heard really, really good things about that. Also, her under eye powder, I've heard really good things about that. I've heard more, it seems like a lot of people like it for setting the face, not even so much the under eyes. I would love to try that. Also, I rarely buy high-end mascaras, but I've heard really good things about the Pat McGrath, I think the Dark Star mascara. So I'm curious about that. A brand I've never tried that I do want to try is LYS Beauty, and I have heard great things about their foundation, powder, and bronzer. I don't know that I would get all of those, but I've heard great things, and I would love to try a brand I've never tried before. And if you've tried any of these products, please let us know. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury is another one of my favorite brands that I do want to try more from, and I would love to buy the large Pillow Talk palette because in my opinion, her larger palettes, the ones that are $75, I think that formula, in my opinion, is better than her quad formula. I have 2 of her quads, and I think the formula is only okay. But her larger palettes, which I have 2 of those, I have Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize and the Smoky Eyes Are Forever, they are amazing. So the Pillow Talk palette looks beautiful, and I would also love to try the Pillow Talk lipstick just because that is like one of the most talked about makeup products in the last few years. People just talk about that lipstick so much, and I hardly bought any lip products last year. I only bought 3 for the whole year, so it would be kind of fun to splurge on a higher end lipstick. We'll see. I just don't really go through my lipsticks all that much, but this one is just so hyped. I'm just so curious. Oh, one other thing from Natasha Denona that I would love to get is the Face and Eye Glam palette, the light version. I have been watching all the reviews of these palettes, and it just seems like everybody loves them. So I would love to try this. Okay, a brand I do want to try is Danessa Myricks. I'm not sure what exactly I would want to get. This eyeshadow palette that she had looked amazing, and I heard really good things about that. Also, I've heard good things about her foundation, so I'm not totally sure. We'll see, but I'd love to try something from this brand. BH Cosmetics. Now, BH Cosmetics is one of my favorite brands, but I did not buy a single thing from BH in 2021. So I definitely would love to get more of their eyeshadow palettes. The Passion in Paris looks amazing, so I'm kind of curious about that. And I'm kind of just curious about what new products they release. BH releases things on a pretty regular basis, and honestly, I think that's part of the reason I didn't buy anything from them is something would come out, I'd be interested in it, and I'd be thinking it over. Again, I don't want to make impulse purchases. But then they just come out with something else. So I felt like I couldn't even keep up with BH. So that's kind of why I even gave up on buying their new products. But I love their eyeshadow formula. I have 5 BH palettes and they are really, really good. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, so I have not bought from ColourPop in well over a year. The last thing I bought was when they initially released the Hocus Pocus palette in fall of 2020. I haven't bought anything since then. I just kind of got burned out with the brand. I felt like their releases were super repetitive. Everything looked the same. And honestly, I'm still not that into the brand overall. However, the Orchid You Not palette looks amazing. I have watched so many reviews on that palette and it seems like people love it. It's a beautiful color story, and granted, I have some of these berry tones in my collection. I do have the retro palette from Natasha Denona, but I think they look different enough. I think this looks a lot more purple berry, where the retro is more peach and mauve. I don't think they're that similar from what I've seen. And I don't know. I mean, I think I'd be okay with trying ColourPop. It's been well over a year. I'm kind of curious to try this palette. Okay, also Essence Cosmetics, brand I really like. I don't think I bought anything from Essence in 2021. And they have these smaller palettes that have come out. I think they came out like in the last 6 months. I've seen such good reviews, and they're so affordable. They're less than $10, and I've seen really good reviews. So I would like to try more drugstore eyeshadow. I feel like out of affordable eyeshadow, all I really have in my collection is Juvia's Place, BH Cosmetics, and some older ColourPop palettes that I bought like 2 or 3 years ago. And I have one e.l.f. palette, but I don't really have much drugstore eyeshadow. I just don't. I also have a Milani Soft and Sultry palette, but that's been discontinued for a really long time. So I don't know. I'm curious to try some of these newer drugstore type eyeshadows. Okay, a brand I have never tried and I'm very curious is Auric Beauty. I would like to try, what is it called? The Glow Lust, which people are saying is kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I love. And I'd also like to try those little potted eyeshadows. I think they're called Smoke Reflect. It's like got a more shimmery one and a more sparkly one. They're kind of like little duos. It's an expensive brand, so that has held me back. It's also online only. I can't see the products in person. So those are the 2 main reasons I have not yet tried this brand, but those 2 products, I hear amazing reviews and I would be curious. Okay, I did talk about this in another video that I have wanted to try Terra Moon's single eyeshadows for a very long time. But in my recent Shop My Stash, I included a lot of my magnetic palettes and I loved using them, but I've just found that I am more drawn to pre-made palettes. That's just how my mind works and there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to buy single shadows that I'm not going to get a lot of use out of. I have not bought any single eyeshadows in a year and a half. I didn't buy any last year. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention for my low buy rules. For single eyeshadows, if I were to buy 10 like magnetic ones that you put in a palette, that would count as one purchase, by the way. Just because, I don't know, I didn't feel like just buying one single eyeshadow would make a lot of sense as one purchase. So 10 would count as one purchase. So, but again, I haven't bought any single shadows in a year and a half because I tend to neglect them. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, a brand I am considering giving a second chance is Huda Beauty. I've only ever bought one thing and it was one of her smaller 9-pan palettes and I thought it was good, but it definitely wasn't great. I just feel like there's a lot of higher end eyeshadow formulas that I liked more. However, so many of you guys have told me that her larger palettes are better than the small ones and I've seen really good reviews of the Rose Quartz palette. It's definitely more expensive, so I've just really held back because of that, but it's something I am considering. Okay, moving on. Ooh, Fenty Beauty. I would love to try the cream blush. I have the cream bronzer and it's amazing. I also would love to try their Pro Filter foundation. I am curious if that would work for my combo skin. I tried a sample of the hydrating version of the Fenty foundation and it didn't work for me. It just really, it broke down. It wasn't long lasting. So I'm thinking maybe the Pro Filter would be better for my skin type. We'll see, not sure. Okay, another brand I want to try. I've wanted to try this brand for like the last 3 years and I haven't, and that is Kaleidos. I hear really good things about their formula. It's just not something I've gotten around to purchasing, but I think I'd like to try one of their palettes, so we'll see. Okay, Tower 28. I bought their cream blush this last year and it was so good. I love it. So I would love to try their tinted moisturizer. I've heard good things about that. And also their lip glosses. Their lip glosses get really good reviews. Another brand I have never tried and I always get held back from trying it because I'm just on the fence is Melt Cosmetics. A lot of reasons I've just been not sure about them. A lot of their stuff gets mixed reviews. It's expensive. I don't know. But they have some beautiful color stories in their palettes. So it's definitely one I'm considering. This is something I'm not 100% sold on just because it's just a brand I'm not certain about. I hear mixed things, but I'm considering it. Another brand I've never tried is Practk. This Major Dimension eyeshadow palette, I think that's what it's called, got amazing reviews this year, and so I'm curious about that. Also, this is something that did not get very good reviews, but I'm still interested, and that is the Urban Decay Cyber palette. A lot of people say that it's very sheer and it's not super pigmented, but that's actually why I'm more drawn to it, because I have some pretty intense duochromes from indie brands and I just don't find myself reaching for them on a regular basis. I actually think that for me, this palette might be a little bit everyday friendly, but this is something I would want to wait to get on sale because just from what I've heard, like $49 seems way too much, but this is something I would get if I could get it 50% off. So that's it for my wish list. That's kind of a lot. I say that's it as if it's like 5 things. But I like to keep this list because, like I said, this way I can wait for things to go on sale. I can watch more reviews. I can think about it, you know, avoiding impulse purchases. Like I said, that is really, really important for me. So that's it for my low buy intro. It's definitely not super strict or anything like that, but I think it's good that I set myself some limits so that I don't go overboard. So let us know, are you doing a no buy or a low buy this year? Like I said, I filmed this makeup look. You can check that out. Also, I did the low buy finale video, so you can watch that if you have not already. That is it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.